Solitude forges the chosen one's will like steel tempered by fire, necessary, painful, and ultimately strengthening.
Have you ever wondered why the heroes of so many stories seem to walk their paths alone? Why do these central figures, burdened with the fate of the world, often find themselves without friends or romantic relationships? Today, we're going to explore the reasons behind the solitude of these pivotal characters, commonly referred to as the chosen ones. Through our discussion, we'll uncover not just the thematic significance of their isolation, but also how it mirrors deeper human experiences and emotions. Let's start by understanding who a chosen one is. Typically, this character is central to the narrative, singled out by destiny or circumstance to fulfill a crucial task. Unlike ordinary characters, the chosen one is often marked by a unique trait or ability that sets them apart from the rest of their world. This distinction is not just a marker of power. It often comes with immense responsibility. The role of the chosen one is a pivotal one, serving as the hinge upon which the entire story may swing. They are the key to resolving major conflicts or crises within the narrative, and this monumental role impacts every aspect of their existence. One of the primary characteristics of the chosen one is their unique destiny. They are often seen as the only individual capable of facing a particular challenge or evil, which places an extraordinary burden on their shoulders. This responsibility defines their path and heavily influences their personal development and interactions. The weight of their duty is immense, and the expectations placed upon them are equally significant. It is this overwhelming sense of duty and destiny that begins to set them apart from others, carving out the lonely path they tend to walk. Why does having a destiny isolate the chosen one? Imagine being the sole bearer of a task that could determine the fate of all. This immense responsibility can create an intrinsic barrier between the chosen one and those around them. The chosen one often operates under a heavy cloak of expectations, where each choice and action is scrutinized and weighed for its impact on the greater mission. This scrutiny alone can be isolating, but there's more to their solitude than just being under a microscope. First, consider the internal conflict these individuals often face. Knowing that so much depends on their success, the chosen one might push themselves to the brink, constantly refining their skills and knowledge to meet the challenge ahead. This relentless pursuit of preparedness can consume much of their time and energy, leaving little room for personal relationships or leisure. The constant pressure to be strong, to be infallible, can lead them to withdraw emotionally from others, building walls that are difficult for others to penetrate. Moreover, the very nature of their role can make it hard for others to relate to them. The experiences of the chosen one are unique and often harrowing. The decisions they must make can involve sacrifices that others might find unimaginable or morally complex. This can lead to feelings of isolation, as the chosen one may believe that no one else truly understands the burden they carry or the choices they have to make. The gap in understanding and experience between them and others can grow so wide that forming deep, genuine connections becomes a challenge. In addition to the emotional and psychological barriers, the physical demands of their role can also contribute to their isolation. If the chosen one is constantly on the move, facing dangers, or embroiled in battles against forces that threaten their world, the time and opportunity to forge friendships or romantic relationships diminish significantly. Their life is not their own, but is instead dedicated to a higher purpose, which often leads them down a solitary path with little companionship. In this exploration of why chosen ones are often alone, we see that their isolation is not merely a trope used for dramatic effect, but a complex result of their roles within their stories. The loneliness they experience is interwoven with the responsibilities they bear and the lives they lead, which are unlike those of any other character in their narrative landscape. While we look deeper into this discussion, we can begin to see not only the fictional implications but also the reflections of our own societal values and struggles within these character archetypes. Moving on from the overwhelming burden of destiny, another significant factor contributing to the solitude of the chosen one is the challenge of trust. When the stakes are high, as they invariably are for the chosen one, trust becomes a rare and precious commodity. This scarcity of trust stems from two main issues: secrecy and protection, and the risk of betrayal. Secrecy is often a necessity for the chosen one. Knowing too much about their mission or capabilities can endanger not just themselves, but also those around them. This requirement for secrecy means they cannot be completely open with anyone, limiting the depth of their relationships. They must constantly guard their words and actions, which can be an isolating experience. Additionally, protecting their mission and the people involved may require them to distance themselves from others. They might avoid forming close bonds to prevent their loved ones from becoming targets of their enemies. This protective stance, while necessary, adds another layer of isolation. Betrayal is a harsh reality that many chosen ones face. In their journey, there may be those who feign friendship or loyalty, only to turn against them when it serves a darker purpose. Such betrayals are not only devastating on a personal level, but also reinforce the chosen one's reluctance to trust. Once trust is broken, it becomes even harder for them to open up and connect with others, compounding their isolation. The fear of being betrayed again can lead them to further withdraw into themselves, creating a cycle of solitude that is difficult to break. Beyond the complexities of trust, the very nature of the chosen one's power or abilities can be inherently isolating. Their unique powers, while being their greatest asset, can also alienate them from those who cannot understand or who fear what they are capable of. This fear and awe can place the chosen one on a pedestal, admired or revered, but always at a distance. The distinction of their power makes them an anomaly, something other and apart from the norm. This separation is not always by their choice, but rather a natural consequence of being so markedly different. Additionally, the concept of loneliness at the top applies poignantly to the chosen one. Their exceptional status can make them feel as though no one else shares their experiences or challenges. This can lead to feelings of loneliness, as they struggle with the reality that they have few, if any, peers. Their path might require them to lead or make decisions alone, further emphasizing their solitude. The isolating nature of power is not only a physical separation, but an emotional one as well. Handling power responsibly requires an immense amount of self-control and wisdom, qualities that necessitate a level of introspection and self-imposed isolation. This introspection, while critical for their growth and effectiveness in their role, can also deepen the emotional and social gap between them and others. Another critical aspect that often leads chosen ones to a solitary life is the perception of relationships as liabilities. The chosen one's journey is fraught with dangers, not only to themselves, but also to those close to them. Their adversaries often use emotional manipulation as a tool, targeting those whom the chosen one holds dear as a means to weaken or control them. This realization that their enemies might exploit their relationships forces the chosen one to make a difficult choice: either forge these bonds at potential great risk or avoid them to protect others. This decision to isolate oneself isn't taken lightly. It stems from a deep-seated sense of duty and the painful awareness that anyone they become close to could become a target. The fear that their loved ones will suffer or, worse, be used as pawns against them can be paralyzing. As a result, many chosen ones choose the path of loneliness as a form of protection for others, sacrificing their own need for companionship for the greater good. This self-imposed isolation is a poignant testament to their character and the harsh realities of their responsibilities. While chosen ones may lack peers or traditional friendships, mentors often play a crucial role in their lives. These mentors provide guidance, training, and wisdom to help them navigate their unique paths. However, the relationship with a mentor is fundamentally different from that of a friend. Mentors are there to prepare the chosen one for the trials ahead, focusing on developing their skills and understanding of their destiny rather than providing emotional support or companionship. The dynamic between the chosen one and their mentor is primarily instructional and often strategic. Mentors see the bigger picture and are focused on preparing the chosen one to face their destiny effectively. This can sometimes result in a relationship that, while deeply influential, lacks the warmth and reciprocity of friendship. Mentors may appear aloof or harsh, prioritizing the mission over the personal well-being of the chosen one, further contributing to their sense of isolation. Moreover, mentors themselves are often solitary figures, having perhaps once been chosen ones, or similar figures of destiny. They understand the necessity of separation and the weight of responsibility better than anyone, which might reinforce the idea that personal connections are distractions. Thus, even in this significant relationship, the theme of isolation persists, highlighting the chosen one's solitary journey and the unique challenges it entails. A defining characteristic of the chosen one's journey is the overriding priority of their quest. This mission, often a matter of great urgency and significance, demands their full attention and energy. It is not merely a task to be completed, it is a duty that shapes every aspect of their life. This singular focus on the quest often means that personal desires, including the pursuit of friendships and romantic relationships, must take a back seat. The prioritization of the quest can be isolating in several ways. Firstly, the chosen one may feel that engaging in close relationships could distract from their responsibilities. The gravity and immediacy of their mission can lead to a mindset where every personal interaction is weighed against their ultimate goal. This can create a self-imposed isolation, where the chosen one decides that solitude is necessary to maintain focus and avoid the complications that personal attachments can bring. Furthermore, the nature of the quest itself often places the chosen one in situations where normal social interactions are impossible. Whether they are traversing dangerous territories, delving into ancient mysteries, or preparing for battle, the environments and circumstances of their mission are not conducive to fostering relationships. The path they walk is fraught with challenges that demand resilience and a level of dedication that leaves little room for anything else. As the chosen one navigates their quest largely alone, a significant development occurs in their character: the growth of profound self-reliance. Facing challenges without the support of peers fosters a unique type of independence. This self-reliance is both a strength and a reflection of their isolation. The necessity to rely on themselves shapes not only their abilities, but also their worldview. The chosen one learns to trust their judgment and to make decisions independently, knowing that the outcomes will often rest solely on their shoulders. This independence is crucial for their success, but it also reinforces their separation from others. The more capable they become, the more they are set apart by their self-sufficiency, and the less they feel the need, or the ability, to connect with others on a deeper level. This development is double-edged. On one hand, it equips the chosen one with the tools they need to face their destiny. On the other, it ingrains a solitude that becomes a fundamental part of their identity. They grow accustomed to solitude, perhaps even comfortable with it, which can make the idea of seeking out or maintaining relationships seem less appealing or necessary. While we look into the chosen one's journey, it becomes evident that their isolation not only shapes their role within the narrative, but also profoundly impacts their personal identity. The solitude experienced by these characters is not merely a byproduct of their circumstances, it actively contributes to their development and self-understanding. The ongoing solitude allows the chosen one to engage in a level of introspection that is rare and intensive. This self-reflection is crucial as it helps them to understand their strengths and weaknesses, and to grapple with the moral and ethical dilemmas posed by their quest. Through this process, they often confront deep personal fears and insecurities, which are integral to their growth as individuals. The isolation thus becomes a crucible for transformation, forging their identity through trials that require not just physical strength, but emotional and psychological resilience. Moreover, this journey of self-discovery often leads to a clearer understanding of their purpose and place in the world. As they navigate their path alone, the chosen one typically develops a sense of self that is distinct and robust. They come to terms with their role and its demands, often reconciling their personal desires with their responsibilities. This reconciliation is a critical aspect of their narrative arc, highlighting how isolation, while challenging, is instrumental in shaping a well-defined and resilient character. Interestingly, while the journey of the chosen one is characterized by significant solitude, it does not always end there. Many narratives bring these characters to a point of redemption and connection towards their conclusion, offering a resolution to their isolation. This transformation is pivotal, representing a shift from solitude to community, and from singular to shared experiences. In the later stages of their stories, chosen ones often find that the bonds they have cautiously built or maintained begin to deepen, providing them with newfound support and camaraderie. This shift typically occurs after significant trials have been faced and the primary aspects of their quest have been resolved. The connections formed at this stage are profoundly meaningful, enriched by the trials and tribulations that preceded them. This eventual opening to relationships signifies a critical development in the chosen one's emotional journey. It reflects their growth from a solitary figure battling alone to a leader or hero who recognizes the value and strength of connections. This transformation often comes with a realization that while their role may require them to lead or make sacrifices, they do not have to do so in isolation. We have traced the arc of the chosen one from solitude to connection, examining how their isolation serves both as a barrier and as a catalyst for personal growth and identity formation. Their narrative is a compelling exploration of how individuals cope with and ultimately overcome the profound challenges of their destinies. As we conclude, let's reflect on the broader implications of these themes, not just for the chosen ones in our favorite stories, but for understanding the complex interplay between solitude and community in our own lives. As we conclude our exploration into the solitary world of the chosen one, let's recap the intricate dynamics that contribute to their isolation. From the overwhelming burden of their destiny to the profound development of their identity. The chosen one's journey is marked by solitude that is both a shield and a burden. This path, while fraught with challenges, also paves the way for significant personal growth and understanding. The isolation that defines their early journey ultimately sets the stage for their eventual redemption and connection, illustrating a full circle in their narrative arc. The loneliness of the chosen one, as we've seen, stems from numerous factors: the immense responsibilities they bear, the necessity of keeping secrets, the potential threats to loved ones, and the unique powers that set them apart. Each of these elements contributes to their initial choice or forced circumstance of walking a solitary path. But, as their story unfolds, the reasons for their isolation often become the very catalysts for their transformation and eventual return to community. This nuanced portrayal of solitude and engagement offers us a mirror to reflect on the broader human experience. The journey of the chosen one underscores a fundamental truth about the nature of personal growth and the human condition, the balance between self-reliance and the inherent need for connection with others. I invite you to consider the chosen ones in the stories we've discussed today. Think about the reasons for their solitude and how these factors shape their character and destiny. How do these themes resonate with your own experiences of isolation and connection? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights enrich our discussion and help us all gain a deeper understanding of these complex characters. Thank you for spending this time with me as we looked into the solitary yet changing journeys of the chosen ones. If you found this exploration enlightening, Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more insightful content, and share this video with others who might appreciate our deep dive into the lives of some of the most compelling figures in narrative storytelling. Until next time, keep reflecting on the stories that move us and the characters who lead us through new worlds, teaching us more about our own lives and choices.